Hi, how was your full moon? Mine was energetic, to say the least. Um, I called my dad and he was like, "How are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, you know me, just practicing witchcraft." And I think he thinks that I'm joking. But I digress. Hello, hello, welcome to Esoteria. My name is Trinity. If you are new here, welcome. And if you're returning, thank you for being part of the best collective on YouTube. I am here for a reading. We just had the full moon in Aquarius along with on the 29th. This is the 30th today of July. But we had Jupiter cazimi the sun on the 29th. So we had a lot of energy that was kind of coagulating, all about expansion and revealing truths that we can't ignore anymore. And so, with all that information, I don't know about you, but I would like to kind of see how we can use what we have learned this week and apply it to our manifestation practices for the Lionsgate portal, which is in like a week and a few days. Okay, so that's August 8th. It's the best day to manifest of the entire year, and it happens every year. So it's not like this is, the only time that you're ever going to be able to do it. But for some reason, I've been kind of getting the messages since March that this particular Lionsgate was going to be a pretty big one. And so I wanted to get this video out, and give you a little bit of guidance on maybe what you can do for yourself. So we're going to go ahead and ask Spirit. I did pull the Rumi Oracle, and then I've got Tarot of the Divine here as well for clarification. But I'm going to do this reading, and then I'm going to also be doing a video over the next 2 days on what I have decided to do. And I decided this back in March when I saw that this was coming. And it's basically a commitment to the self. Because I kept hearing, invest in yourself, invest in forming a best friendship with yourself, and make it so that you have such a solid foundation in your relationship within that no other relationship outside of you can tear that apart. Because that's something that I really have struggled with in my life, and I have been cultivating that over the last 3 years, but this is kind of like the culmination of it. And I just wanted to double down and really do not only a commitment to the self, because honestly, when you're doing a commitment to the self, when you combine it with a commitment to the divine, that's chef's kiss. So that's kind of what I'm doing. So I'm going to get that ritual that I plan on doing set up, and then I'm going to do a video on that. So do stay tuned for that. Look out for that. You can, hit that notification bell. You can subscribe to my channel and all of those social media things. So anyway, let's go ahead and pull a Rumi card first. Spirit, what should we do with this particular energy that we're getting this week, all of this knowledge, and how do we apply it to the Lionsgate portal? I was told there were two, and then when I pulled it, I thought I only had one, but I do have two. All right. So our very first one is Enter the Garden of Delights. Okay. That's a beautiful picture. I'm going to show that to you again. I'm really liking this time of day for filming because I don't get any glare. All right. And then I have the Cloak of Christ. All right. So that is 28 and 4. So let me do 28 first. Nope. All right. Are you aware that sweetness is found everywhere in town? Are you aware that winter is gone and spring has come around? Are you aware that sweet basil and the carnation are whispering in the garden and laughing about how simply everything is found? Are you aware the nightingale has come back from its flight, singing out messages of love to sprout delight with every sound? Everything in the garden is granted the right from the divine court to appear for our delight. Everything here to make the earth green and alive as a heaven for our life. What remains buried in the soil will always endeavor to reach out. No one truly alive can ever be pawned to a prison or tomb. All right. There's a sweet spot where entering the Garden of Delights, a moment where the senses have gorged themselves upon beauty and become heavy with their fullness, slowing the mind so that we can perceive the divine beloved dancing behind the veils of nature. But first comes the sensual feasting. Blooming orchids arrest the gaze with their startling and strange beauty. Nectar from the ripest fruits of the garden drips, luscious and sweet, upon a savoring tongue. Hungry for gossip, the ears shamelessly eavesdrop upon the birds in melodic conversation. They can open wide to take it all in. The craving for touch is sated by rough textured bark falling from the ancient trees, soft dewy grasses cool in the shade, in the crunching of leaves making their sounds under the hot sun and dancing feet, and the caress of sunlight upon bare shoulders with weight of its own like silken wrap placed just so by a caring lover's hand. The breeze, the very breath of the beloved earth mother, is sweet with scent of lavender and jasmine turned by the sun father. Okay, so basically what I would like to interpret this as, I'm not going to read the whole thing. This is what the box looks like, just in case you want to know what it looks like. Basically, looking around and seeing everything you have to be grateful for right now. Especially, I'm hearing, especially if the truths that came to light over this week of the full moon are kind of bombshells, and that's understandable. Reality can be harsh in the full sun, but what I'm hearing is that oftentimes the truth can blind us to the other things that are around us. If you stop walking, kind of like when you go into a movie theater, come out of a movie theater. So it's been really, really dark and you come out and say you go straight outside, you have to kind of stop and blink and allow your eyes to adjust. Right now is that moment of adjusting to what we have seen, processing it, but then also not just taking stock of the things that need to be done, but also where we've come from and all of the things that we have to be grateful for. Right now, this is the juicy time of this. Now, this is a timeless reading, so if you're coming to this a couple years from now, this still applies to your moment right now. So it's just, I believe that the energies from when I'm doing the reading will find the people that are ready for it when the energy is right. So don't worry about the dates right now. Just know that this time period is really juicy is the word I keep hearing. It's a juicy time to really slow down and stop and just look around you. Appreciate where you're at and get your bearings, and make some decisions on where you want to go. Okay? I'm hearing that you're going to be pivoting soon. And it may be through a different career path. It may be expansion of a career path you're already on, but like you may be doing, like working for the same company, but you get a different role. Okay. Expect that position to expand and broaden your horizons. Okay. This is all a good thing. Don't be afraid of it. There will be a learning curve. Give yourself grace as you learn the ropes of the new job, especially if you've been in a certain role for a long period of time and you kind of have gotten cocky with your walk, with how you do things, because you're going to be learning a whole new side of things. So take a newcomer's mindset. You might kind of just sit there and go, you know what, universe, help me to see things from a new angle and to drop what I think I already know and open my mind so that I can approach this with new eyes. That will be very, very helpful for you. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go to the Cloak of Christ. All right. In the School of Humanity, when you become intimate with God, you reside in the King's throne and teach angels the nature of the divine. My sacred brother, he who shares the heart and yours beating, my heart and yours beating as one with harmony with the great unending love, brings you the mantle of his protection. Do you imagine that there is any part of your life, of your body, of your soul, that is outside the realm of his divine love and protection? Offer it all to him. Leave nothing cast aside. He and I together receive you absolutely without condition now. The compassion born out of our own struggles tempers the karmic weight of divine justice. We have been through the same journey you are taking now, sweet divine soul. In oneness with the divine heart, we know of your efforts and your struggles. So what is bestowed upon you now is the restoration of forgiveness, of kindness, of mercy. My sacred brother speaks to you. He shall receive your darkness and your light, the angel of your heart and the demon of your fear. Nothing is greater than my brother's love for you. Nothing is greater than my holy passion for you. Take refuge under the cloak of Christ in the mantle of the sacred brother, and know that you are held in loving sanctuary. You are tired, beloved. Your soul has been ravaged inside and out, and you are succumbing to a struggle that is not karmic or necessary, but a symptom of fatigue and weariness of heart, mind, body, and soul. That which plagues you, whether something specific or a general nagging of malaise or anxiety that you cannot quite pin down, is not as powerful as you fear. You are being given grace here and now that it might be overcome. Remember, your reactions are a symptom of your exhaustion and the sign that you need respite, sanctuary, restoration. They are not a sign of something must be done, so much as a sign of something must be received, allowed, that something is healing made possible through divine protection. In this instance, protection is bestowed through the cloak of Christ. This cloak is a sacred container that places your body and soul within the loving energy of Christ consciousness. The unconditionally loving energy is not limited to the being bearing its name, but is shared by Rumi and many other holy ones. It is typified by wholeness. There is nothing within you that could cause Christ to turn away from you, not even the parts of you that fill you with fear, shame, guilt, or regret. He and Rumi are sacred brothers, loving and supportive of one another, and they see your soul as one of their family, one of their own. You are so loved by both of them, equally and without measure. Can you allow yourself to take refuge in this knowledge, to feel it not only as an idea, nourishing as it is, but as a visceral reality where you complete the sacred honoring ritual and allow yourself to feel the peace and receive healing? The knowledge of this Christ's unconditional love for you is a safe place and a place to fall into when you are struggling. It is a sacred container for your healing process, an energetic field that is stronger and more enduring than even the greatest fears and doubts. It is the purpose of the sacred container is for you to provide you with feeling of being held, especially for those times when you're feeling that you cannot hold yourself. Sometimes we just need permission to break down, to really let go, to come apart, be disassembled, so that we can break through, be lifted up, and come together in a new, more spiritually coherent and loving form to move forward. All right, so I'm going to read the sacred honoring ritual. For this, open your arms wide above your head and tip your gaze gently toward the heavens. If you are inside, imagine or intend that you can gaze above the physical structure of the ceiling right into the sky that lies above. Lower your arms into prayer position at your heart and say out loud, if possible, Rumi and Jesus Christ, who love me without condition, offer me the cloak of Christ, the mantle of divine protection now, that I may receive the karmic grace and healing that I need through the power of mercy of your presence. Thank you. Sit quietly and imagine you are surrounded by dark, comforting cloak. You can easily breathe through it. You can easily see light within it or filtering through it if need be, or you may be comfortable in the darkness. Let it be whatever is most relaxing and soothing for you. You may even imagine that it to be the night sky dappled with stars wrapping around you. Close your eyes and relax now for as long as it feels good. That may be for a minute, for 15 or 20 minutes, or longer. Just be with that feeling appropriate and best for you at this time. When you feel you are ready to arise from your rest, simply place your hands on your heart and say thank you. You may notice the strong energetic sensations or emotions during this process or in the days following. You may notice repetitive thought patterns that you need to confront and challenging with more loving thoughts. You may have significant dreams in the evenings following also. It may be very subtle for you, so much so that you wonder if anything has happened or if this has worked. It has. The effects will be demonstrated at the right time. Trust. Okay, so basically, indulge in the now and trust in what's to come. Live in gratitude and compassion and humility. And I know, like, some people get really, really uncomfortable when talking about Jesus. I personally have no problem with him. He is someone that I've worked with quite often, and he has never criticized me. He's been a very, very loving individual for me. So anyway, if you feel your heckles coming up, you can imagine just an unconditionally loving energy that comes forward, because that's really what Christ consciousness is love for all humanity. And so that, that's for the people who maybe have experienced some religious trauma, which a lot of us in recovery have. So, all right, let me go ahead and pull one tarot card for each for clarification, please. This one. And that one. All right, 9 of Coins. So this and this are like the same. I always call this the pre-Empress card. It's a very independent woman who has made her own way and just is really enjoying the harvest because she has earned every single one of the fruits of her labor. Don't forget to share. You don't need all of it. especially if you know of someone who is really struggling, it might be good to be of service in that way. That always makes me feel really good. And quite frankly, I find that the energy I put out in service or in philanthropy always comes back to me tenfold. It may not be directly from that person, but I will have really good dharma coming my way at some point. All right, and then I've got the Six of Cups for the Cloak of Christ. Okay, so you may find someone in your family who knows you really, really well and loves you unconditionally that you have a really good conversation with. That might be appropriate at this time. Make sure it's someone who's not totally judgmental. Right now, we need to be focusing on positive things and finding solutions instead of berating ourselves, okay? If you don't have anyone that fits that description in your own life, a sponsor is always a good substitute. Someone in the program maybe, or I've had times where I haven't had anybody, and I just sit there in meditation and then just have a conversation with my higher power. That has been so therapeutic and healing, because I know that my higher power loves me unconditionally, and I can literally say anything because he already knows how I feel. He already knows everything that I've done, and he still loves me and holds me, to this day, or she, however you want it. God doesn't need labels or a box to fit in. So however you see your higher power is Gucci. Okay. That's all I got for you. I will be working on that Lionsgate portal video shortly. And I'm just going to talk about the various different things that we can do for Lionsgate. Last year I had a video that was relatively short, and I think I got like 14,000 views on it, which is really cool. And I didn't even realize it until like 8 months later. But that's the thing about this, is that, we all have different unique ways of interacting with the divine, and all of them are applicable. So long as you're not harming another person or going against their free will, like manipulative behavior is not smiled upon. But as far as, when you want to manifest, it may be a little bit slower than manipulating, but you know that what you're getting is good, and what foundation is there is solid. So that's why I always try and teach people ethical means of manifestation, and working with the matrix, bending it so that you can actually get into a reality that you want to be in. Okay, that's all I've got for you today. That's your reading. If this is where I leave you and no one's told you today, know that I love you. Take care.